Hello and welcome back to Gregaway Enterprises Week 3. This is a third week of our 75-week Master Series where I'm going to be telling in story form different characteristics and traits and different sales strategies, but done in a way that'll be a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more relaxed. Today we're going to be talking about the different traits of master salespeople. As I have gone throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to meet and work with some of the greatest and most brilliant minds in the world of sales and compare notes with them and try to ask them, is there something that I'm not doing that you're doing, or and vice versa? Sometimes they'll say to me, what is it that you do, Greg, that I could do differently? And so in order to put this in story form today, I think that the best thing that I can do is kind of in a very relaxed way, try to explain to you and tell you kind of what my routine is and what I go through in my mind prior to going out and selling. I want to say also, if you go back to the 25-week series and if you'll go through the different facets and concepts and traits and strategies and techniques, you're going to pick up everything that you need to know there. But perhaps in more of a systematic way, I can dissect it today for you, what a normal day or a normal routine, a normal evening is for me, what a normal weekend is for me as I'm preparing to go out and sell. First off, I want to say that all master salespeople have the trait of being extremely competitive. They just have it in their nature. You know, they don't like to lose at anything, whether it's playing basketball, whether it's playing a board game, whether it's, being the front row at a play, whether it's giving the best speech, having the nicest car, whatever it may be. And it can be done in a way that you don't have others feel bad, but it's just something within you, something that burns within you, that you want to be the very, very best at everything that you do, that you don't want to be second place. And if you go back and you look at my story, you'll see some of the timeline of some of the things I did from the time I was a child and why I had to do the most and be the best and be first. And I don't really know why, other than it was just something that made me feel good as a human being. It was just a competitive nature that I have, and I was always raised with the instruction not that practice makes perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect. So in the world of sales, whether you're reading a book, whether you're watching my videos or other people's videos, whatever it is you're doing, if you will practice and review and go over and over, but most importantly, have a mindset that you're going to be first, you're going to be number one, you're going to be the best, and you're not going to settle for anything else. And irregardless of how hard, how long you have to work, how many times you have to get up, what you have to sacrifice in order to do that, if you're willing to do that and not take no for an answer and live by the motto, you can't beat a person that doesn't quit, then you're on the right road. Let me start with, let's go back to 8 o'clock each evening. About 8 o'clock at night, I start looking at my clock and looking at that clock. It's 8 o'clock, it's 8:15, it's 8:30, it's 8:45, it's 9 o'clock. And I'm very, 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 very regimented, like cell phone time, regimented. At 9:30, it's time to turn the lights out. It's time to go to bed. It's time to shut my bedroom door and focus. And then I start to review who I'm going to see, what I'm going to say, what my pricing structure is. I review in my mind my past experiences and my past interactions with certain people if I know I'm going to be seeing regular clients. And I'll review and go over and over and over every facet. Prior to going to bed, I will set my clothes out. I will make sure that my shirt, my slacks are hung perfectly. My slacks are completely centered on my hanger, that my shirt is right, that my collars are correct. My shoes, I shine them the day before when I get home. I make sure that everything is in perfect order so that it doesn't slow me down the next morning. I wake up at 4:30 every morning and I go through a routine on my iPad. I will check the world news. I will check the basic news. I will go through things such as stock prices, things of that nature. And I will have a routine. And I will review certain things. And I will read in the morning. I do some reading early in the morning. And then at 6 o'clock sharp, I'm out of bed. Not 6:01, not 5:59. At 6 o'clock, I watch out on my iPad, and just mechanical, just absolutely, just regimented, just robotic. I will get up, and I will head in to go to the shower, and in the shower about 7 minutes, and then I get out of the shower, and I'll make sure that my fingernails are clipped, that my hair is combed properly, that everything is in order, and I'll get dressed. But while I'm doing that and while I'm shaving, I'm thinking and going through my routine. I'm going through absolutely everything. Where I'm going, how long it'll take me to get there, who my first appointment is, how that's going to go down, what I'm going to say, how I'm going to approach them, etc., etc. Even to the point of where I'm going to park. Am I going to park in a parking lot that has the asphalt? Am I going to have to be walking on any dirt or gravel? Am I going to be, every facet of it. And then I make sure that my attitude is right. I make sure that my mindset is correct. I'm not listening to music going to my first appointments. Don't even listen to music during the day. I'm absolutely focused on what I like to do is I like to put the people at the beginning of my schedule each day of the people that I know that I can close, that I know that I can do a deal with, that I know that I can gain some traction and get that momentum. And I will go in and I will take my time, and regardless of how much time it takes, I understand that these people are paying me for my time, and it's my obligation to them, regardless of how much they're spending, to give them the utmost respect and the utmost kindness. And that goes all the way down to if they have a puppy or little animal or something there, even if I'm dressed up and it's climbing all over me. I do not show that bothers me, even though, it would absolutely send me through the roof normally, but I don't, because that's my job. And I clean up after I leave, even if I have to stop at a gas station or somewhere and get a wet rag and wipe off. So I'll do the deal, and when I'm doing the deal, I'm thinking, and I'm reading them, and I'm planning, and I'm plotting, and I'm going through my routine, and if their phone rings, if they're interrupted, if they have any distraction, I take that time in my mind to get ahead of them 10 steps. And every single thing in advance. A master closer and some of their characteristics and some of their traits, I'll tell you right now, they are way ahead of you. They're going to be thinking a mile ahead of you. If their mind is on one thing and one thing only, and that is closing the deal. Their mind isn't really on visiting. Their mind isn't on playing around. Their mind isn't on, niceties or anything of that nature. Their mind is going for the kill. They're going to close you. They're going to close you. So just know that whether you're at a department store, whether you're at a car dealership, whether you're at a furniture store, it doesn't matter. If you've got a master closer in front of you, he's going to be reading you. He's going to be watching you. He's going to be listening to you. He's going to be seeing the way you stand, the way you sit, the way you lean, what you say, what you don't say, the way you interact and talk to other people, your tone of voice. He's going to be reading your mood. He's going to have you pegged. He's going to know exactly what buttons to push and at what time, and exactly systematically dissect you. If you go back to the 25-week series, I want you to imagine, I'm going to set it one other time, if you have every single facet working in conjunction with the other one, if you're being dealt with psychologically like a computer just dissecting you, and you've got 75 different angles he's hitting you at, just like a boxer. You just imagine you're going into the ring with Mike Tyson. Good luck. Because no matter what you do, they're going to be one step ahead of you, and you're going to get hit so fast, so hard, you're not even going to be able to think, but you're never going to know you're being hit. That's what you need to do to be a master closer. So during my inner reactions and others of friends of mine, which are very high level salespeople, we're constantly reading, we're thinking, we're focusing, we're looking for any flaw, we're looking for anything that's being said so that we can give different options, different alternatives, different angles that you can be hit with to be sold. It doesn't matter if it's financing, it doesn't matter if we've got to sit there for an hour or two and listen to marital problems, it doesn't matter. There's one focus, and that focus is singular. That's closing you. So we do our deals. We close you. Then we move on to the next individual. We reset our mind, depending upon who it is that pulls up or that we walk in and see, or a meeting that we're going into, whatever, large or small, and we start to think and process every single possible thing and center that focus on you and you only. A good closer, a phenomenal closer, has the ability to block everything out. I mean, completely block everything out. I remember in the middle of 9/11, I walked into an office building and I was going to give a presentation, and I didn't know that 9/11 was happening, and my client came down the stairs and said there was an airplane that just flew through one of the towers in New York. And he was flustered, and I didn't know what was going on. It's not that I didn't care, because I do care, absolutely, but I didn't know, but I stayed focused. He went upstairs to get his check after we did the deal, and he said another airplane just went through. I was able to maintain my focus. So, and then afterwards, of course, I turned on the news and went home, and we know what happened after, on 9/11. Very tragic. But my point is, it doesn't matter to me if a car drives through the building. It doesn't matter to me what the situation is. If lightning strikes the building, if you keep your focus. You must keep your focus at all times. You must be relentless and keep your focus and keep your grit. Keep your focus. Keep a good attitude. Don't let anybody shake you up. If somebody's saying something to you and they're trying to disturb you and trying to throw you off, be kind, be polite, be caring, be loving, but don't let them throw your focus off. So I continue my day. I always make sure that I have a full tank of gas. I don't want to have to stop and worry about getting fuel. I don't want to have to worry about getting distracted with any of that. I watch my time. I'm a time miser. I know to the minute, absolutely, where I need to be, who I need to see, how much time I have left. And if you've ever played a video game, you know how you have a battery, you have a life, and you have so much energy in it. Characteristics of master closers and those traits that you're looking for in master closers, they know their energy level. They know how far they can be pushed before they need to eat, before they need to sit, before they need to rest, before they need to regroup. So be very, very aware of your energy level. Have your attitude, your energy, and have your focus. I go through the day. Once I've accomplished what I've needed to accomplish financially, I'm able to relax and then go and work with my graphic artist people. And there I go in, and I don't sit and complain that my back hurts or that I'm tired or talk about my weekend or any of that. I'm nice and I'm kind, but I focus on getting the work done so I can get home and do my office work and then be with my family. At all times, I'm very aware of the time of day, and as I mentioned, my energy level, and what I need to do at home, and how long that's going to take me. And then I arrive home 3:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, and do my office work and begin to put notes literally on my desk. Right now, if you saw my desk, they're covered with sticky notes and of exactly what needs to be done once I leave my office, what I need to do preparatory work in order to be prepared. And then I relax and I'm with my family, and then I'm able to get in the hot tub, and then I begin processing and thinking about the next day. You always have to think one step ahead. So there are the traits of master closers. They're individuals that A, aren't going to take no for an answer, B, they're going to be way ahead of you because they're going to be thinking and they're going to know exactly what they're going to do and say in any given moment. They have the the characteristic, they have the trait, they have the ability to be able to log in their brain all of their past experiences and to be able to pull from that. And those that are very, very wise, if they know they're going into a sales situation, are going to be thinking in advance and thinking, I'll lay in bed until I go to sleep at night, and my mind is continually going over and over and over and over and over and over. What I did right, what I did wrong, what I can do better, what has worked, what I'm going to be up against. So I would only suggest to you that you study the sales techniques and strategies which I've laid out in my first 25-week series, that you know who you're going to see, that you present yourself properly, that you have the proper attitude and you have the proper energy, and that you make that individual be the number one person on earth, irregardless, and that you at all times are willing to sacrifice going to lunch, or sacrifice talking on the phone, or sacrifice listening to music, or sacrifice doing anything that's going to distract you. There's a lot of you out there that are working for other businesses and other companies right now, and I would respectfully suggest that you're probably a go-getter, right? If you weren't a go-getter, if you weren't that type A personality, if you weren't watching this video with an intent to try to progress in life, well, you just wouldn't be here. So you're probably, a lot of you are in a situation where you are very, very skilled and qualified and capable, but you work in a situation where others are going to try to keep you down because of their job security. And no matter how hard you try, how hard you work, how hard you push it, they're going to try to keep you down because the one that's over you doesn't want you taking their spot. I would respectfully suggest that if you ever get to that point, you might think about maybe doing something on your own, going into the world of sales, starting your own business. If you ever have a desire to open or do your own marketing advertising business, I spent over 16 years on the road putting other people in my business and having them use my sales strategies, techniques, and programs which I created in order to open up their own business, and they made a tremendous amount of money. So if you ever need that, gregwayenterprise@gmail.com or gregwayenterprises.com, you can reach out and contact me. I would love your comments. I appreciate if you can like and share and subscribe and follow and do all of the things that you do. I want you to know that being a master closer, it's not something that happens overnight. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard on yourself. Be patient. Be patient. Work on one facet at a time. Stay organized. I would suggest you stay extremely, extremely organized. Stay organized. Have a routine. Follow that routine. Be very disciplined. Be kind. Be loving. Be focused. Do your job. Have the ability to switch gears and put the last one in the mirror and continue to go forward and continue to stay relentless. And understand that in order to get to this level, you're going to have to make sacrifices. And the money that you do make, budget that money. I'm not a financial planner, but budget your money. Be careful with the dollars that you make. And so that you're relaxed. And so, oftentimes some of our stress and anxiety comes over financial things. All right? So have a cushion. Have a cushion so you're not sitting in front of somebody and you're desperate. Oh, you got to buy, because they're going to be able to read that. And continue to watch the videos. Anyhow, I hope this has helped you. I hope you have a great week. For those of you watching today, it is Father's Day, and I wish you a very happy Father's Day. I look forward to talking to you next week with our 75-week series of week 4. Have a great week. Be relentless. Don't take no for an answer. And go out there and you close them. We love you guys. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.